Well, hello, how are you doing? Welcome along to the channel. I hope everybody's well, or as well as they can be. It's Saturday, and today it's a big one. Today I'm going to be doing a couple of belly ribs, that's St. Louis cut ribs, and also a big chunk of gammon. This has all come up from Anna's Happy Trotters, so we're going to have a play with that little lot and see how it all goes on. I'm quite ahead of myself. The time is, what is it? It's around about lunchtime, about 12:15, something like that. So let's get across to the Kamado, shall we, and get it lit up. I've already, as you'll be able to see, I've already loaded it up with everything I need. Yes, we've got Big K BCH 15 lump wood, which is beautiful stuff. And I've also got on top of that, again, some Big K applewood briquettes. These are the hex briquettes. They're on the top, the lump wood's on the bottom. I quite like these hex briquettes. They're not bad at all. Nice big hole up the middle, and there's no fillers in them, they say. They are, I will freely admit, a sod delight. So that's why there's a mixture of stuff in there. So let's just light the old wood wool up and let that carry on its own sweet way for as long as it likes. Vents fully open. The top vents are also fully open, so that's good. That can just burn away for as long as it needs to, and we'll get it up to temperature. It'll take a while to do, and that's fine too. I'm not in any rush. I'll be quite happy when this all gets done, so I'll come back to you when we're getting a bit closer to cooking. As the Kamado's coming up to temperature and what have you, it's currently sitting at a rather pleasant 44 degrees and climbing very slowly, which is exactly the way I want it. I probably need to be having a look at this little lot. And this is all from Anna's Happy Trotters. It's a bit of a challenge in many ways that's come as a result of membership of a certain group on Facebook, as you do. So what I've got here is a, what is it? 2.395 kilogram piece of gammon, which what we're going to do is do that kind of 3-2-1 as well, really. The idea to be to slice it like ham, basically. We like that for cold cuts. And we've also here got some Anna's Happy Trotters belly ribs, or St. Louis cut is how they would normally be described. And basically I'm going to 3-2-1 them as well. So I want to have a look at them and see what it is I can do with them. So that ought to be good. Right, so let's have a look at them. I'm going to try not to spill juice everywhere today. Right, first things first, let's give them a little dry, as you do. Right, now I'm freely going to admit I have no real clue as to what all of the major differences are and definitions and stuff like that, but what I do know is there seems to be quite a bit of meat on here, so I'm not going to be trimming anything off here, but what I am going to be doing is getting the rub on them ready to go. And I've had some suggestions that I should be taking the membrane off, but I have to say the last lot, the baby backs we did, just didn't seem to be needing that. It was very tender, it kind of all dissolved. I think that's the idea, I'm not sure. So they can fester while everything comes up to temperature, and once it's all up to temperature we'll put them on. Now the gammon I'm just going to chuck on as is. I've done it this way before, and it'll be absolutely cracking. It's going to go for the same sort of length of time as the ribs. Let's hope everything fits. So I'll come back here when we're going to actually put something on the barbecue. We're about, well, I don't know, quarter of an hour I suppose, 20 minutes at the outside of the Kamado coming up to temperature, and what I've done, as you may be able to see, I hope you can, if I put it there you'll be able to see, I've got an Inkbird thermometer in the Kamado itself, and what I've done, I've closed this down a bit, as you'll be able to see. Let's shove that back up there. As we got to 85 degrees, I closed it down. We're now at 100 degrees. This is not showing it properly, and I'm just going to back it off a little bit further to about there, because I'm shooting for 105 to 110 degrees. So as we've gotten up close, you just back it off a little bit at a time and we should get to where we want to be. And I know that there, that setting, just what is it, about the width of my little fingernail, will give me 105 to 110. So that there is exactly where I want it. So I'll come back to you in a few minutes when I'm going to put the meats on. Good stuff, eh? Excellent. Right, we're nearly there now. We're at what, 104 degrees centigrade, which is going to be close enough for jazz. So I want to start prepping everything up to make sure I've got everything I need. So let's get this gammon out. And again, now I like this because it's not over juicy. As you can see, it's rather nice, pretty much dry all over. I'm just gonna put a couple of score marks in on the basis that you should. It's a lovely looking piece of gammon, is this. Unsmoked, it has to be said, because any smoking I'm going to do, or any flavour it's going to get from actually being in the Kamado. So the only thing I really need to do now is find a hole, work out where my halfway point is, and put it in at an angle to suit. Under the line. And today's probe is probe number 1. Now the gammon is going to go to around about 65 degrees there or thereabouts, so that it's just cooked, and it's sliceable. Might take it to 65, 70 degrees, something like that. Depends on how it looks and how it's going. And we are now at 108 degrees, so we're spot on. Let's get the stuff in the Kamado. So putting the stuff into the Kamado goes as follows. It's dead easy. Lift the lid. Let's get the gammon right over here, and let's get the racks in right beside it. By gums here, it's going to be tight, David, it's going to be tight. Move that over a bit, move that over a bit, and we'll put this one in other way up. You want them other way up. Close it down, and we're ready to go. They now are going to be in there for 3 hours. Yes. So it's 3 hours while I might have a beer. You might want to get yourself a little beer as well. In the meantime, before we go anywhere, I would just like to point out this that my darling wife has crocheted for me and backed. It's my logo. It's the fat lad on a barbecue. Has nothing whatever to do with anybody parking anywhere. Really. Yeah. Okay. Back in a bit. Well, hello, we're back. Just 5 minutes shy of 3 hours later, and they're in there and it's all going along really well. The temperature on the Kamado has hovered around 110 right the way through for the last 3 hours, so that's all dead good. So the time has now come to pull out the ribs, spritz them, wrap them and chuck them back for the next 2 hours. So that's the job. So let's do that, shall we? Right, let's get them out. One there, one there. That was quick. Right, so today I'm spritzing with this. It's Fentimans Valencian Orange Tonic Water. And I'm going to spritz the top. Just a little bit, not a lot. And then turn it over. Hot, 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 hot. Spritz the bottom. Again, just a drip. Not a lot. And then parcel them up as neatly as possible, because I've always been a neat boy. That's one. Notice the speed and alacrity with which this is occurring. Please reach. It's reached. Good. There to there. There to there. Back to there. And we're good to go. Meat side down. Let's see about chucking them back into the Kamado, shall we? Ooh. That's it. And we keep the lid up for the least amount of time possible, is what we do. And just to show you what a lovely day it is outside. Absolutely glorious, isn't it? Right, that's that done. The ham, the gammon, won't be that much longer, and I'll come back to you when I'm going to take that out. See you in a bit. Well, hello and welcome back. It's turned into not a bad day today. It's been quite nice. I've been sat with my feet up and letting everything get on with it. And I've got to say, I do like this meter probe. It's doing really well. The ambient temperature doesn't seem to agree with any of the other thermometers, but none of the other thermometers agree either. And I think it's probably best just to pick one and stick with it. And that's fine. And you get to know the thermometer on the front of your Kamado yourself anyway, so that's the way it goes. It tells me here anyway that I've got a minute left, and then it'll dingle its dongles and we'll get the gammon out in order to rest. It's just been sat there for, what is it now, 17:16, so it's done around about 4 hours. For 2.4 kilos, done low and slow. And the Kamado has kept a temperature of around about 110 degrees Celsius, which is a lot more than that freedom height, 225, 230, something like that. For the full time, it's never flackered. It's been very good. I do like that about the Monolith Kamado. It keeps its temperatures really well. That, I think, is largely to do with this smokeware cap that I've got on it. And it tells me remove from heat. So let's do exactly that and remove it from heat. I have with me my tongs, and it's, you know, you've got to clap your tongs together. What have I done? Fasten them. Clap, clap, clap. Right. Let's get this off. And there it sits. The ribs are ribbing. Try and do this so I don't drop anything. Straight onto the foil. Lid down. And I have to say, the smell coming off this gammon now is amazing. And this is the bit I hate out of everything, having to wait for the whole thing to rest. And it's going to be resting for about 25 minutes. You can see the size of the piece, it's huge. So I'm just going to gently tent it in foil, as you do, just enough. Got to get thicker foil. Right, so that now sits for 25 minutes. Hate that bit. Never mind. I'll see you when it's rested. And here we are. It's rested. We've now hit an internal temperature of 66 degrees in here. So let's have a look and see what it's like. And there you have it. I think this side will be the side to cut, so let's do that. We'll take the meter out That's come out quite easily. I love the way that thing decides it's going to do its little song and dance, and then, you know, let me know it's done, which is all good, that's fine. Knife, fork. Now I'm just going to take some off the outside. I don't want to slice too deeply into it. Let's just go through. Hang on. Nope, no crackling, but we weren't looking for crackling. It's a gammon, and it's for slicing. It's for slicing for sandwiches. So let's take, if we can, a sandwich sized slice. We'll just pull it off. You can see it there coming out. And take another slice just to see what it's going to be like. And it slices, as you can see, beautifully. Right, let's turn that so you can have a look and see what's going on, and you can see just how juicy that is. I don't really need to do much. It's juicy as juicy can be, and here we have the stuff itself, and it just pulls apart. So let's give it a try. It's so tender and so full of flavour. Oh, sorry. So tender, so full of flavour, and that's going to be utterly marvellous in sandwiches. That's great. All I need to do now is wrap that up, take it indoors, let it cool. It'll go into the fridge, and then it'll slice wafer thin if I wanted to, or it'll slice nice and thick and go along with a nice salad, Hasselback potatoes, that kind of stuff. Or I might just stand here and chow my way through half of it, because it is utterly gorgeous. You don't need to cut it, you just pull it. So that's the gammon, and in I think about 10-20 minutes I'll need to be saucing the ribs. It's a porky day today, and I'm very, very happy. Back in a bit. Right, time to put the sauce on the ribs, so I'll get them out and do that one at a time, I think. So there's one. Just, oh, it smells lovely. Yes, that's gorgeous. Just undo that and get rid of it. And as ever, I do like this Sweet Baby Ray's stuff. Sweet Baby Ray's, it's beautiful. Sweet Baby Ray's, right? Squirt. So oh, it's already soft as clarks. Come on. Good brush of that. Sorry, this is all. I don't want it so that you can't see it. Turn that over. Hot, hot. Turn your soil. There you go. Squirt. Come on. Sorry, I'm concentrating. As I said before, Mary Berry's got a lot to answer for. So that one is ready to go back in. So let's do that. Lid up. Ribs in. Oh, other one out. Lid shut. Good, good. Squirties. you've just got to look at this and your mouth will be watering already. It's lovely. It looks moist, soft and gorgeous. So let's fold that in a little bit just so it's lacking drippage, and get that back on as well. And it goes, and that sits there for another hour. So in an hour's time, for me, I'll come back to you and show you what it's all like. We'll give it a try and we'll find out how that compares to the baby back ribs that I did, must be a week ago, or is it a fortnight? It's a while ago anyway. So we'll have a look then. So I'll see you back here when they're ready. Don't go anywhere. Well, that's it. Welcome back. Time's up. Time to get them out. Let's have a look and see what these St. Louis cut ribs are actually like. I'm looking forward to this. And here they are. I'll get them both out. That's it. Both sets of ribs taken out. Now, the question is, how well cooked are they? There's an awful lot of meat on these, as you can well see, and you can also see that they pull to bits very, very easily. I do like the bone, don't we all? There's beautiful meat. They are hot. I'm not even going to rest them. Absolutely no point. I'm just going to pull bits of meat off, as you do. Very hot. Very, very hot. Right, here we go. There's a little bit of bite, not a lot. The meat is soft, tender, delicate, sweet and lovely. 3, 2, 1 is the way to go. Kudos to Anna's Happy Trotters for the quality of this meat. This is gorgeous. I think I'll do the St. Louis cut again, because it's so tender, it's so sweet, it's so juicy. You've got to eat these. You can see these ribs are absolutely lush. No messing about. 3 hours, wrap them. 2 hours, coat them in sauce. 1 hour, and then Shangri-La. I hope you've enjoyed this half as much as I've just enjoyed that, because if you've enjoyed this half as much as I've enjoyed that, then I'll have enjoyed that twice as much as you've enjoyed this. I'll see you on the next video. Until then, if you've got any comments, leave them down below, because down below is where the comments go. And keep your charcoal burning right. Stay safe. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye bye now. Bye bye. Got a knew these were going to be good, but bloody hell.